NFL news and rumors presented by Manscaped. Hope you all go to manscaped.com/chat where you can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products. My favorite product, the Lawnmower 3.0. Let's first talk about Alvin Kamara and the latest around him. First reports came out that the Saints were willing to trade Kamara, and then the conversations seemed like that they're going well. Josina Anderson doubled down on her statement that said, hey, it still could happen. The latest, though, around Kamara is, I believe a deal does get done, and I believe that he's going to end up staying in New Orleans.
Here's what it seems like to me, Mitch, is that Alvin Kamara wants to be paid like Christian McCaffrey. The
Sure.
Saints can't afford to do that. That's the bottom line.
Especially Taysom Hill.
And they've pushed back contracts for years now, and at some point they're going to have to draw a line and not pay somebody top dollar. And Alvin Kamara might be the person who doesn't get that.
Sure.
Here's what Josina doubling down says to me is that not as much that they're just willing to, hey, give us something, we'll trade him. I think it's more of, we want to keep Kamara. We want him in New Orleans at a certain price. If a team overwhelms us, we'll gladly trade him. If you give us a first-round pick for a running back, we will definitely consider it. They're not going to close the door on that, but I do think we did hear earlier today him and Sean Payton had a conversation. Now, Payton didn't say things are exactly 100% patched up, but all in all, back at practice, I expect him to play this year in New Orleans. And could you imagine Drew Brees' reaction if they traded this guy? Because he came back to try and chase a Super Bowl one more time. Trading Kamara is not the best idea. And if you look at, what kind of range is this guy worth, right? Like, I think McCaffrey's in his own
He's in his own world
at this point. He's better than Bell, though. The Bell contract and the Johnson contract are big problems because they were bad after they signed those contracts. So what do you do if you're NFL teams? I mean, it's a really tough situation for Alvin Kamara and the Saints. Do you take a Derrick Henry type of contract?
Yeah, see, if I'm Alvin Kamara, I'm going to try to get more than Derrick Henry because I at least have the ability to not only run between the tackles but also catch the football. Now, I can't tell you exactly where he's going to sign, but I can guarantee you one thing. Alvin Kamara is going to have 81 catches again. Today's show. Do you have sweaty balls? So type Y for yes, or you can type your N for no. Wait. Yeah, mine are a little bit.
If you live in Texas and you type N for no, you're lying.
All right, what do we got here? Let's give some shout-outs. I see somebody said TF, which means the we have some Y's coming in, some N's coming in. David says no. Somebody else said no. If you are typing your Y for yes, you need to go to manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping on ball deodorant. And if it does smell a little bit down there, use the ball toner. I have my ball toner, and since I was typing my Y for yes, had a little spritz there. Now we're smelling a lot better here in the Chat Sports studio. Go to manscaped.com/chat. 20% off, free shipping. Harrison, sorry you had to see that. Luckily, y'all didn't have to see what he saw, but all I want you guys to do see is these awesome deals that we're hooking you up with. The link is in the comments. It's also in the description. Ball toner, ball deodorant. Get it at manscaped.com/chat. Let's now go to Tyrod Taylor. You guys can decide his name. He's going to be starting for the Los Angeles Chargers. Anthony Lynn has named him the Week 1 starter, which I don't really think surprises anyone. No. I understand that they drafted Justin Herbert number 6 overall, but this was the expectation, and now finally you're seeing some coaches make some moves.
Full offseason or not, it was always going to be Taylor Week 1. We saw this a few years ago when Cleveland drafted Baker Mayfield. They did the same thing. Tyrod Taylor started the first couple of games, then they went to Baker Mayfield. Now, I think he'll start more games and start for longer this time around than he did in Cleveland for a couple of reasons. One, I actually think that the Chargers could win some games early on in the year, whereas Cleveland probably wasn't quite ready to win with Tyrod Taylor. This defense is good, despite Derwin James being out yet again. I don't think they want to rush Justin Herbert into action. I think and
they should.
They should approach this the way the Chiefs approach this with Mahomes. Give him the full year if possible. At least the first half of the year. Let him well, if you go 0-8, you can't sell to your 335 fans that you have that Tyrod Taylor's the answer. You got to go to Herbert at that point. But if you're a 500 type of team, if you're in contention, stick with Taylor. Herbert's your guy in 2020.
That wasn't the only quarterback that got named a starter, though, today. The Washington football team, they were like, hang on, Chargers, hold my beer. Dwayne Haskins is now going to be the Week 1 starter. And as soon as I saw Ron Rivera, kind of make the announcement, I was happy. Now, they also have Kyle Allen. You also have Alex Smith. But this is another situation where I was a full believer that it was going to be Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, it was never not going to be Haskins. The Alex Smith story is great. There's no doubt about it. If he ever takes another snap, it's awesome. It's awesome already.
Correct.
But you have to see what you have in Dwayne Haskins. It's nothing against Alex Smith, but he's 36 years old, coming off major injuries for a team that's in rebuild mode. It doesn't make sense for him to be your starting quarterback. And Kyle Allen, quality backup. I think we saw down the stretch last year, probably not a starter. This was Haskins all the way. You got to see what you have in your second-year quarterback.
Now, the Haskins news, the Tyrod Taylor news was interesting. This on a whole nother level. More AB drama. So the rumor out there right now is that Brown and an adult film star named Tiana Trump made a video of themselves at Brown's gym doing some,
no relation,
let's just say, brushing teeth oral stuff. So the video is being sold on this thing called OnlyFans. You can watch it. I asked the bosses if we could put it on the show. They said no. Also, AB, apparently he got back with his baby mama, who he also threw some, gummy genitals at. Can I say genitals at? Anyway, so we're going to play detective here. And if you haven't seen the video, what I want you to do is maybe go look it up after the show. So did it happen? Type ABJ for yes or no BJ for no. You guys can figure it out.
Here's the bottom line. As you guys get your votes in, what this tells us yet again, he is not worth signing. Stay away from this guy because he is an absolute disaster.
ABJ for yes, no BJ for no, and right on cue, as soon as we talk about Antonio Brown, yeah, the FABs, they're flown in the comments section. Nobody likes this guy anymore, and if you want to be able to wear a T-shirt that literally says FAB and basically the biggest letters we could possibly make, you can get it in blue, red, black, and gray. It's available at chatsports.com/FAB shirt. It is also pinned in the live chat. So for those of you that are watching this live here on YouTube, you can click that, go get the shirt, chatsports.com/FAB shirt. The latest news and rumors around the Seattle Seahawks involves running back Chris Carson. And the report right now is that he hasn't discussed contract extension with the team. And I understand that he wants to get paid. I think he deserves to get paid, especially when Rashad Penny and Carlos Hyde are making more than what he makes right now.
Yeah, Chris Carson quietly just continues to shelve out 1,000-yard seasons.
Right.
And the
maybe the most underrated running back in the league.
And the Seahawks continue to run their offense through him. Now, whether or not they should do that, that's a different question. But if you're going to,
correct,
shouldn't you pay that guy at least a decent amount? I'm not saying he should get $12, $13 million per year, but look at what he's done the past couple of years. Over 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns on the ground.
The issue's been injuries.
A little bit last year, but overall he's played in most games. I wouldn't say he's had any just super major injuries. Now, this year will be key for him, right?
Yep.
If he has another healthy 1,000-yard season over 4 yards per carry, he improved as a receiver. I was just going to mention that as well.
Beat you to it.
I think, good for you. I think that he's worth paying in the $8 million per year range. Think Melvin Gordon, 2 years, $16 million, the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
It's not like Rashad Penny's proven enough that, let's just let Carson go and play the always injured Rashad Penny.
I also want to give Chris Carson a shout out because you're seeing a lot of these other running backs, threat holdouts, and they're threatening all this stuff.
He's just going to work.
He's doing exactly. He's going to work, and that's why I absolutely love this quote here. Of course, it's something that's on my mind. You see a lot of guys, they're starting to get paid, but I try to not let it distract me from this season. I just try to push it away. But like I said, it is something that's on my mind, but I try not to let it affect me, which is, I think, everything that I would love to see a professional running back say, especially with all the craziness that is going on in today's world. But the one player that I think that he mentioned where he's saying we've seen guys sign contracts, to me, it's Joe Mixon, who just recently signed a deal. And when I look at Mixon's deal, 4 years, $48 million, okay? He's making an average of 12 and bonus because the guarantees haven't come in yet. $10 million. If I'm Chris Carson, you can say what you want. That's the number I'm going to go after.
I think that's what you try to get. I think you probably end up settling for more like 327, $9 million.
I'm not sure he's going to get Joe Mixon numbers. But if I'm Chris Carson, I'm at least going to fight for it.
I don't think he's going to get 4 years, number one, and I don't think he's getting $12 million per year. Could he get 330? I think he would. You take that in a heartbeat if you're Chris Carson. This is a guy that was taken in the 7th round.
Correct.
A few years ago. He's looking to cash in any way that he can, and I think he recognizes, look, I'm not Christian McCaffrey. I'm not Derrick Henry. I'm solid. I'm not a superstar, though. I think he understands where he falls in the realm of the running back position. That's why I think somewhere between Gordon and Mixon in the per-year range could make some sense.
I think that deal probably does make more sense. My only thing is this. When you look at the numbers, there's no reason why Chris Carson can't just go up to the Seattle Seahawks or any team and say, hey, I deserve to make money like Joe Mixon. So when you look at the carries, advantage Chris Carson. Rushing yards, advantage Chris Carson. Receptions, Mixon. Receiving yards, Mixon. Total touchdowns, Chris Carson.
Look, Carson, like, we can only say it a million times. I feel like we talk about this on NFL Daily quite a bit. He's extremely underrated when you talk about some of the top running backs in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. He's not elite. He's not a top guy, but he's a fringe tier 2 running back, and the numbers prove that over the past few years. That's why, again, Mitch, he does this for a third straight year.
Oh, yeah.
The Seahawks have got to make a decision on this guy, and if they don't, someone else will.
I'm curious on how y'all vote on this. Better running back, type C for Chris Carson or type M for Joe Mixon? We have a lot of Seahawks fans that watch the show, and if you type C for Carson, to me then, are you willing to be able to pay him some of that top money? Because if you're saying that he's better than Mixon, he's got to make then, in my opinion, at least $10 million. Now, if I was running an NFL organization, I don't know if I would have paid Mixon that much money. But at the bottom line is this. Think about it. Get your votes in. Who's the better running back? Type C for Chris Carson or type M for Joe Mixon. So what I want you guys to do right now is take advantage of this special offer, the perfect package, 20% off, and you can get free shipping because both running backs, Chris Carson and Joe Mixon, they balled out. And if you want to be confident with your balls out, this is the way that you do it. Manscaped.com/chat. I'm going to put that link in the comments. I'm also going to put it in the description. You can get the ball toner. You can get the ball deodorant. You can get the lawnmower 3.0 because when you shave, you're not going to get any tug. But I'll be honest, you might get tugged a little bit later. Also, the boxers, they come available in the perfect package and the traveling case. This is all included in that perfect package. So, you're balling out, make sure your balls are out. Manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and get free shipping. That wasn't what I was going for, but there's a lot of balls, and, well, yep, we're just going to wrap this up. We also had some news that come across here. Mohamed Sanu is no longer a member of the New England Patriots. The Patriots last year, they traded a second-round pick for him, and it just never worked out.
Add Mohamed Sanu to the list of receivers the Packers should at least work out, but probably won't.
Yeah.
Or the
49ers. I was just going to say the 49ers.
That's another good point.
49ers, Packers, they better be calling up Mohamed Sanu right away.
By the way, as much credit as we always give the Patriots organization, this is one of the worst trades ever.
As much credit as we give the Patriots organization, they've been bad at finding talent at the wide receiver position.
A second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu. Now, I think he could be a number 3 type of receiver for somebody, but my goodness, that blew up in their face very, very quickly.